Well, welcome back to the Undervalued Investor YouTube channel, where today we're taking a look at one silver stock for you silver and precious metal fans out there. This also pays a dividend and is a producing miner. So we're not looking at necessarily just an exploration company, but does have a lot of potential upside in the near term that we are going to discover in this video. So consider hitting that like button, because silver has been rebounding off of its October lows against this recessionary, inflationary, and higher interest rate backdrop environment. Silver is trading at a very intriguing place around $23 a share, and we're recovering from just under $21 back at the beginning of October. And it doesn't really matter if silver's trading between $20 to $25. As I mentioned, I'm never the biggest fan of the actual metals themselves, holding them physically, as a lot of people are. I would much rather own the miners, because they're trading at discounted levels and they're actually producing cash flow off the metals, which in turn tend to benefit shareholders better over the long term. And taking a look at one company, Silvercorp Metals, trading on the New York Stock Exchange under SVM, has a 1% dividend. Yes. And for around a $400 million market cap, it hasn't really seen the same volatility as silver has had over the last month, but it's been downtrending slightly. And we're going to see earnings coming out of this company very shortly. But based on the summer earnings, if we take a look, they had revenue of around $60 million, which very healthy. Taking a look at this year prior, around 63,500. So they're seeing a slight decline, and it kind of just goes through the entire operating to the income after all the expenses, around 13.2 million versus 14 million this time last year. So relatively in line with last year. Not seeing a lot of growth, but we're going to talk about that growth potential in a moment here. If we take a look at the assets minus the liabilities real quick, they're sitting on about $665 million worth of assets, which is quite incredible considering they've got about 143 million of that in cash alone. And taking a look at the liabilities, total liabilities at only 98 million and current liabilities only 44 million. So they have more than enough cash to pay off all their current liabilities, and they're still sitting on an incredible total asset, which I want you to keep in mind, with a $406 million market cap against, if we minus out the total liability there of just under 100 million, they've got, what is that, $560 million in underlying assets, and they're cash producing, right? So it looks like you're getting, against the NAV value, a bit of a discount here, in my opinion. So taking a deeper look too, this company is operating out of China, where it looks like their primary historical production has been, where we can see they're doing about 90 million ounces, lead and zinc about 1.3 billion pounds, with profit distributions of US of about 520 million, with 15-year mine life remaining. So a long future ahead of this company. And again, we're going to take a look at some of the future aspects as well, because China's advantages: they're close to customers, close to suppliers, capable and disciplined workforce, stable mining regulations, free market for metals, free profit distribution. In 2022, FDI surged 10% to 189 billion. So this is kind of where the operations currently exist today. But where really intriguing things come into play here is they're basically diversifying into gold and outside of China, with an accretive transaction on net asset value basis, an additional of largely de-risked, low-cost gold project that has key permits in place and is on track for the first gold in the second half of 2025, and could deliver average annual productions of 234,000 ounces of gold, substantially enhancing Silvercorp's annual metal production, revenue, and cash flow, and provides immediate geographic and metal diversification, with reweighting opportunities due to larger scale asset diversification, production, and exploration upside, as well as the foothold in the mining friendly jurisdiction, meaningfully increasing Silvercorp's mineral reserve and resource profile. So it's very intriguing that we're already kind of getting a discount off their base production, but it looks like if this comes into fruition, there's huge potential into the future, which we can see is based in Tanzania here, which is located 35 kilometers north of the Barracks mine, and is 60 kilometers east of Anglo Gold's gold mine that they currently have in this existing area here. But taking a look, there's a lot of opportunity with this, and it's something that you guys should be paying attention to, in my opinion. If you're in the precious metal space, there seems to be like there's a lot of potential upside, considering the stock has been roughly downtrending since 2020-ish. So I think the stock's probably getting into an oversold territory, if we're looking at kind of the blue sky opportunity that they have capable to them. But that's just my opinion. But I'll pass the question off to you. I'd love to know what you think in that comment section below.